Hi there, I'm Tommy Ferris from Ignition Fitness and welcome to another episode of MSCtv. Today we're going to be talking about the Bala Triathlon, so let's start things off by taking a look at the course. The swim starts in front of the large dock in Jaspen Park and you'll swim in a counterclockwise direction through this triangle-shaped course, keeping the boys to your left. The bike course is out and back along Muskoka Road 38 and has several ups and downs with very few flat sections. It is a net downhill course away from transition towards a turnaround, so the ride back will be a bit slower, but it's a beautiful ride through Muskoka. For the most part, the run also takes place on Muskoka Road 38, but it does include a couple out and back sections on some side streets. Throughout this run are several short, steep pitches that make it a challenging course. Approaching the first of 3 turnaround points is where you'll find the most challenging of these hills, but luckily you won't have to do it again after hitting the final turnaround and are making your way back to the finish at Jaspen Park. Similar to Gravenhurst and Bracebridge, this race takes place in Muskoka, so there are practically no flat sections on the course. And there is one climb on this run course that the race is infamous for, which is a short but very steep hill as you approach the first turnaround point. So what I have for you today are a couple of simple, effective exercises you can use to help make those short, steep running pitches a lot easier. So let's get started. We'll start by taking a look back at the one-legged exercises we did while preparing for the Binbrook Triathlon. There we were working all of our planes of motion in an effort to build up the strength of all the muscles that support our major running muscles. And now we're progressing to more explosive, powerful movements to help us up these steep hills. We're going to start this series of exercises off with some bodyweight squats with a jump at the top of the movement, done either with or without a suspension trainer. Maintain proper form here by having your knees track above your ankles, not letting them get in front of your knee, and land softly before repeating the movement. This is a crucial exercise to include in your training because not only does it work all of your running muscles, quads, hamstrings, and glutes, and to some extent your hips, but it also adds in the explosive movement at the end, which is going to further increase running strength, power, and fatigue resistance. To get even more benefit from this exercise, progress to a single-legged squat with jump, but only when you're strong enough and ready for that challenge. Next up is the sprinter's lunge, which is one of my favorite running-specific functional exercises, and you will need a suspension trainer for this one. With the suspension trainer handles tucked under your arms, the simplest version of this exercise starts while leaning forward at a 45-degree angle with both feet planted on the ground. Take a step back with one foot and return to the start to complete the movement. A progression of this is to raise your knee at the top of the movement, and to take that even further, we had a couple of explosive hops. The first hop bringing us forward, the second bringing us back to repeat the movement. No matter which version you're doing, make sure the emphasis is always on creating propulsion from the planted leg. Next up is a very simple drill called the fast feet drill, which is going to encourage you to improve your running turnover. I'm including it here because I don't want you taking large, long lunges up steep hills, which most runners tend to do. Include this drill with all of your running drills because a faster turnover is going to help you run faster, regardless of whether or not you're running uphill. The last thing I'm going to have you do are hill sprint repeats. There's no better way to strengthen our legs for running uphill than by actually running uphill. And adding hill sprints to the end of your long run is going to benefit you no matter which course you're training for, whether that's a Bala Triathlon or otherwise. All you need is 4 or 5 10-second sprints up a steep hill with walk-back recovery, and slowly build those sprints up to 8 to 10 15-second repeats. I'm Tommy Ferris, head coach at Ignition Fitness, and be sure to swing by our website to check out even more training videos. And coming up in the next episode of MSCtv are some nutrition tips to help you out while racing in the heat at the Toronto Islands Triathlon. Thanks for watching.